So from the comfort of wherever you watch these videos, probably the bathroom, I'm going to show you how to not only increase your shaft length, but your girth. I have a problem. See this forearm right here? Yeah, it does some work. But unfortunately not enough work on our VW Beetle to make it so I can easily pull the e-brake handle, which is kind of a common problem when you're swapping in an aftermarket emergency brake setup. Now, the two different ways of extending out an e-brake handle, well, there's the easy way, and then there's the less easy way. We're gonna do it the less easy way because it's, well, less sketchy and weird looking, but if you're anything like me, disgusting, you wanna take your factory e-brake handle or aftermarket and we're gonna cut it in half-ish, and we're gonna extend it out so it looks like it's always been girthier. That's what she said. That way, if someone looks in your car and they've never looked in any other car ever in the world, they won't notice anything's changed. Perfection. So first things, numero firsto, you're gonna have to cut the handbrake housing, but don't cut whatever's inside there because most likely there is a threaded shaft, or if you're working with a factory handle, it'll probably just have a straight rod inside. Now the rod inside there, whether it's threaded or not, is what takes the movement from what your thumbsy moves on the end and actually disengages or engages a paw in some sort of gear mechanism. Now on this knockoff Chinesium Lokar shifter, I cut it about 3/4 of the way from the end. I've already fucked one up in a previous life, so can only go up from here. And to give the spring on the other end a little bit of breathing room for your finger thumb thingy that pushes that back out after you press it. Now, something I've noticed on the aftermarket handbrake setups is if you flick the bean, so to speak, or the little thing that your thumb presses, sometimes they'll pop forward and all the way out, and you kinda gotta fiddle with them to get them all the way back in and engage the paw on the back. I don't know why all of them seem to do this, but since we have it apart, add in a little locking nut that goes underneath all this garbage. Now, the threads on this Chinesium unit are M5.8. Your mileage may vary on what it actually is in the rest of the world, but, well, that's what it is here. Now this creates a positive stop, so when you flick it, it doesn't go shooting out the other end. I'm using a 14-inch long, nice, 3/4 inch inner diameter piece of steel to extend it out. I've chosen the 1/8 wall, well, because it was in the scrap bin at my local steel place. So you know it's a good, thoughtful choice. Be sure to not get too thin of a steel or it'll be bendy. And using an angle grinder with a cutoff wheel, I've made a little notch here so it'll slide over the ratcheting end of our e-brake handle. Now, once you've guaranteed A+ level fabrication, fit, and finish, or if you went to public school like me, a C- will do, take any chrome, powder coat, or paint off of your e-brake handle. I know you don't want to do it now, but it's a pain in the ass to do it later. You know what, do it ever. No one's yelling at you. I don't care. Now the next step, which is actually step 129.5, if you're keeping track, is what separates the men from the smaller men that just can't buy cigarettes yet. We've got to extend the follower to the back of the handbrake where the parking paw still is. Now, if you've got a universal handbrake setup, it's probably going to have metric threads on the inside. Even the Lokars do. It's M5.8, at least all the ones I've ripped apart. Now, if you have a factory handbrake assembly you're trying to extend out, it's probably gonna be a smooth rod inside there that might be hollow if they cheaped out. Those ones will get you because when you try to weld it, good luck with that. Now, you can easily go online and find metric all thread, but the problem is finding little metric couplers. I can't for the life of me find them. But I've got the dumbest hack of the century for you. Take whatever coupler and all thread you can find at your local hardware store. For reference purposes, I'm using 1024 thread. And then take your metric threaded end and just ease the threads up a little bit. And by ease the threads, I mean file the shit out of them. Or if you want to do things the right way, take a 1024 die and car ramrod it on there, and it'll probably give you enough threads in my experience to at least allow the two parts to hold together. Now we're gonna tack weld them together anyways down the road, but if you've got a factory handbrake that's just got a rod in the center, well, you can use that threaded die trick to make it a coupler. That doesn't look hacked at all. Not one bit. Now that we've got the threaded rod attached, I'm gonna lay all my parts out and find the exact spot where the follower engages that little keeper that touches the ratcheting mechanism so I can guesstimate where it needs to go. And then I'm simply gonna mark that spot with a Sharpie and then throw all the pieces in there, and we're gonna see if we guessed right. Now, it took me a couple of adjustments of that follower to make it so I could push the button and it actually disengaged all the way and re-engaged. But make sure your ratcheting mechanism works and it actually, you know, unlocks. But that's why having the threaded rod really pays off. And when I was finally happy with how it worked, went ahead and welded everything together. I used an angle grinder to make the welds look good enough for the internet, and then some black paint to finish covering them up. And while it does feel 112.3% better, I just hate the feeling of a raw dog and a metal e-brake handle on a 100-degree day after it's been parked in the sun. So I wandered inside and fired up CAD and 3D printed a little handbrake cover. Now I was looking at pictures on the internet, handbrake handles, and I kind of like the style of the BMWs. And that fits with the theme of our Volkswagen Beetle of being terrible German trash. But in their defense, nice looking cross-hatched parking brake handles. Actually, I left out one step. 212.3. That's sitting back in your 69 VW Beetle LS swap, or as I like to call it, the Lamborghini of Ohio. And take in our new extended emergency brake handle. Wow, that's extended. They sure don't make them like they used to, for legal reasons, I'm assuming. Buckle up because, well, I guess it doesn't matter anyways. Get ready for more videos of this VW Beetle coming after your inbox every 1 week to, I don't know, 4 years. Don't rush me on these kind of things. To get good content, sorry, it's hard to laugh. No, don't worry about it. It'll be in your inbox if you hit the subscribe button right in the spam folder, probably. Wherever it goes, you'll find it eventually. Something I like to do on the Lokar shifters, they're not shifters. You want to extend your shifter cable. That's not what we're doing today. With your shifter, that rod, not working on shifters still. So you gotta cut the shifter. God damn it. I'd say our main problem was the seatbelt mounting up here, but also the fact that it doesn't retract all from here. And thirdly, the fact that I haven't bolted it in. This has been Safety Matt. Join me next week